do you think you're playing at?
I don't know what you mean, I'm sure.
Is there a problem, Jack?
Yeah, there's a problem. That poster's the problem.
There is nothing to stop me putting a poster on my shop door if I want. And you know what I think about your mast.
It is not my mast. I'm just letting out the land.
Same difference.
So you did the wording, did you?
No. Edna is responsible for the words, but I happen to agree with everything she says. I do not want a mast anywhere near this village, and if that upsets you, tough.
Right. At least I know where I stand.
He'll know even more tonight when the bloke from the phone company turns up and finds that I'm not the only one.
So what time's your appointment with the crime busters?
3. About you?
Long away now. What do you think we'll get?
I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to it, whatever it is. Hiya. Excuse me. Nasty smell.
Ollie.
Don't ollie me after what you did to my brother in court.
It wasn't my fault. My nan made me do it.
You dropped him in it! I was frightened. Not half as frightened as he's going to be when he gets banged up.
Don't look at me for help. I'm with her.
What's she after?
Trying to say that she didn't mean it.
She better not try it with me.
Let's just get back then.
Yeah.
What did they say?
I've got to go see the bloke who stole the car off and tell him I'm sorry.
He wants to see us.
Well, they haven't asked him yet, but if he doesn't, I've got to write him a letter.
And is that it?
I wish it was. Vicar's having the graveyard cleaned out. Got on mucking with anyone else that's doing it.
It doesn't sound so bad.
Suppose not.
It's better than going to prison.
Thanks, Jack.
You know you really should go to this meeting tonight.
Get savaged by Edna Birch and her cronies. That's the last thing I need.
Looks bad if you don't.
Can't win then, can I?
If you could take a couple of people who could perhaps speak in favour of the mast.
You offering?
You know I'm concerned about you and the children.
Yeah, but will you stand up in public and say you've no objections to it?
Yes, if only to provide a balance of opinion.
Well, good on you, actually.
My point is, I'm sure there'll be many more who would.
Well, Andrew Fraser's always said he's for it. And Alan Turner's no real objections.
Both well-respected men.
There we are. Pie and chips for you, Jack. Beef baguette for you. Oh, by the way, good luck at the meeting tonight. Hope you managed to talk everyone round.
So do I. Well, my days as a farmer are numbered.
Oh, I'm sure it won't come to that, Jack.
Well, not if people like you show their colours.
Well, I wish I could.
Well, you can. You must talk to more people in here in a day than I talk to all week.
Yes, but I can't be seen to be taking sides. I'm in business. I've got to remain neutral.
Sorry to disturb your lunch. I was just passing through. Thought I'd see how things were. Hello, Alice.
Hello.
If you're finished, sweetheart, you go and play. See you in a bit.
She looks happy enough.
Oh, she's fine. And I think Elsa may be coming round to my way of thinking.
Really?
We had a long chat yesterday. In fact, she broke down. I felt really sorry for her. She does care about Alice, you know.
Well, I'm sure she does.
I think she realises there's no future for Alice in Australia, not if Brett's around.
No chance of her leaving them?
Not for a minute, she's too much invested.
So you think it's possible she might let Alice stay with you in the village?
Well, she's not said that yet, but I think there's a very good chance. You know, I'm convinced she wants Alice to be as happy as I do.
That's great news.
Fingers crossed.
I'm really pleased for you, Kathy.
Oh, I'm so grateful to you, Andrew.
I've done nothing.
Yes, you have. You've been there when I needed you, and that really means a lot.
Well, whatever we do, we mustn't let this bloke from the telephone company think that he's holding all the cards. We must have the facts at our fingertips. We've still got to box clever. We don't want this looking like a conspiracy tonight.
What do you mean?
Well, first, we don't sit together. Second, you've all got to familiarise yourself with one aspect of the dangers, so that we're bombarding them with different objections from different sides of the floor.
You've missed your Edna. You should have been a politician.
Yes, and we'll want you on your feet and all. shouting the odds. We don't want them thinking that we're just a group of hysterical village women.
Ah, well, I might have to disappoint you there, I'm afraid.
Bob?
Well, I'm not sure all this isn't going a bit too far. I mean, Jack's only trying to provide for his family, after all.
And risking the health of the entire village in the process.
Len!
Bob?
Have you seen the poster on the door?
I have.
And will you be going to the meeting tonight?
I might.
I hope we can rely on your support.
I've told you before, I have no objection to anybody putting up a phone mast.
Oh, and you a grandfather. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I think there's enough shame going around at the moment, Edna. I don't think we ought to add to it.
I've finished with the phone now, thanks, Alan.
Oh, did you get through all right?
Clear as a bell. Let me know how much it cost and I'll give you a cheque. And things are finally sorted.
Really?
I had a long chat with Kathy yesterday. She made me realise how important Alice is to me.
I understood from her you'd agree that Alice should be where she's happiest.
Oh, definitely. And I owe her that above everything, which is why I had to talk to Brett and Shane.
And?
They agree with me. We've got to stop being so self-obsessed and invest in some sort of decent family life together so Alice has a stable background.
What, are you saying you want to take her back to Australia?
Of course. There was never any real doubt about that. It was just making sure the boys back home agreed to give it a real go.
Isn't it a bit late for all that?
Not at all.
Well, what about Kathy?
Oh, Kathy's fine about it. She told me herself, put Alice first, and it's not too late for me to put things right. Shall I make some tea?
Anything in?
No, they had their feeding frenzy last night. You're old news now.
Till Crown Court.
Yeah, well, we'll deal with that when it happens.
It's not easy.
I know.
People looking at me as though I did it all on purpose.
Won't be forever.
Hiya.
Hi, how'd it go?
Got us out of the graveyard.
Which graveyard?
The one here.
It's a bit sick, isn't it?
Well, there's nothing like ramming the message home.
Well, it's not so bad tidying up a graveyard. What about the rest of them?
I don't know about Kate and Robert. Their interviews were after school. But Donna's with me and Dogface, and Andy's got to work in a rehabilitation centre.
Hot and general.
What's that?
For people with serious back and head injuries.
Why's he been sent there?
Because he nicked the car, I suppose. Place is full of crash victims.
And you said you'd spend more time with me. An evening down here wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
I'm sorry. This is about all I can manage at the moment.
You still thinking about Mark?
It's hard to think of anything else.
You mustn't blame yourself.
Why not? I mean, he's not had the most stable of homes, has he?
Hey, it was a prank that went wrong. It's not like he's a committed criminal. He's a nice lad.
Facing a jail sentence.
Well, let's just hope they'll be lenient.
I'm not keeping my fingers crossed.
Well, then you should. Look, you're not going to sit there and mope all night.
Well, you go if you want to.
I will not. Bernice, have you got any darts?
Darts?
Yeah, those pointy things you throw at that little board over there?
Yes, I know what they are. I'm just surprised you want them.
Maybe I fancy impaling some of your less attractive customers to your rather shabby chairs. Come on, I'm challenging you.
You can't play darts.
Why not?
It's a working class game.
Oh, I'm well used to playing the working classes at their own games, darling. Don't you worry about that. Middle for diddle?
2 hours a week for 3 months. Up to their eyes in mud in that graveyard. And for what? For mixing with the wrong people.
And the worst thing is they'll be in the same group as that stroppy little Reynolds girl.
What did she say?
Ignore them, make them ever so cross.
None of this would have happened if it hadn't have been for that Reynolds boy. Or if a certain father had spent more time at home with his wife and children and less with the likes of that upper-class trollop over there.
Throw the dart, don't play their game. Can I get you something, Edna?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. A port, please. He's paying.
And a pint for me and a rum and coke for my beloved, please, Bernice.
Will you be going to the meeting tonight?
In case you hadn't noticed, I'm working.
Well, you could close the place for an hour in the interests of your unborn child.
I'm not allowed to do that. Conditions of licence. And anyway, as landlady, I can't take sides.
Well, I did.
That's your privilege, Viv. I don't have to agree with you.
Hi, Katie. So did you get the village hall as well?
Dead cosy, innit?
Well, I did say he wanted something in Houghton.
Still. Look on the bright side. Just you and me painting that old village hall.
Yeah. Don't forget the contractor.
It shouldn't be a problem. There's plenty of nooks and crannies in that old place.
Well, it's better than the graveyard anyway.
Oh, come on, none of us will come off that badly.
Speak for yourself. We'll all have records now, won't we? There's no chance of me getting in the army anymore.
I don't believe this.
What?
You lot are whining on. We have got it so easy. It's Mike that's getting it in the neck.
You're right, I'm sorry.
It's right, I didn't even mean to have a go at you. It's just that Eve Birch.
Don't you reckon her dad'll take her back to France?
I hope so. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yeah, well, he can't do that, can he? What about our sentence?
She'll have to do that first.
Which means we'll be lumbered with her.
Well, if we are, I promise I'm going to make her life a misery. By the time I finish with her, she'll wish she never came here in the first place.
Ah, Vicar. Just the man I wanted to see. I wonder if you'd do us all a favour and chair the meeting tonight.
Is this a bit to silence me, Edna?
Oh, we don't need to stoop to tactics like that. This telephone chap will see what he's up against when he enters that village hall.
But if I'm chair, I can't speak for either side.
But it's just for tonight, and we do need a chairman.
Oh, very well then, if I must. Now, will you excuse me? There's someone I've come to see.
Thank you.
Well, you're a cunning one, Edna Birch.
Yes, well, that's one less to worry about. Now, we are sure of a good turnout tonight, aren't we?
Don't you worry. If everybody that's come into my shop today stands by their word, the place should be full to overflowing.
So it's all working out?
Yeah, it's great. It's a real relief to know we've got somewhere legal.
Evening, Vicar. Mrs. Daggett.
Ray, how are you?
I'm very well. I thought I'd bring this over to show you.
Ah, the article about the village hall.
I'm delighted to hear the eviction's off. I just spoke to your son. Must be a real relief to know that you've got a roof over your head again.
It is. I can't tell you how much. And about the other day, I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say.
Yeah, there is. I would jump into conclusions and they were wrong ones. And I'm sorry.
Cynthia, Danny's your son. He's at a vulnerable age. And you don't know me from Adam. I'd have been just as anxious as you were. Now, will you have a drink with me? Just to show there's no hard feelings.
Thanks. I'll have an orange juice.
Ashley?
I'm fine, thanks. I better be going.
Ashley, I'm sorry about the quote from your wife. I hope it didn't put you in a difficult position.
That's okay. Everything's a bit awkward with Bernice at the moment. You married, Ray?
No, never have been.
Any family?
I do.
Good. Well, I better be going.
Meeting?
Yes, are you coming?
It's a bit early to be getting involved with village issues. Wait till I have my feet under the table. Maybe summon up a bit of courage.
What can I get you, Ray? There you go. You hungry?
Bit.
What, after all that popcorn and chocolate?
That was hours ago.
Oh, what you like? Toasted sandwich, okay?
Great.
I thought we might pop round and see your mum later. Make some proper arrangements about looking after you.
Okay.
Hey, do you fancy going into Leeds tomorrow? Do some shopping.
Shopping?
Some jeans, a couple of sweaters, a new dress, and definitely a good warm winter coat.
Can we come with us?
Yeah, if that's what you want.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, of course it is. Now you go and wash your hands and I'll put the tea on.
I thought you said it would be full.
I don't know what's happened, Edna. I saw loads of people today, honest.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's past, so I intend to begin. I've been asked by Mrs. Birch if I chair the meeting, so if no one has any objections. Fine. Then I'll hand you over to Dean Wilkinson from Moby Communications, who's here tonight to answer your questions and perhaps calm a few fears. Mr. Wilkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I didn't expect to see you tonight. I'm surprised your dad's let you come.
Yeah, he doesn't know I'm here, does he? Thinks I'm in Houghton seeing a mate.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Don't, please.
What's the matter?
I came here to see everybody, not just you.
You're not interested in me anymore.
course I am. It's just... Well, I'm in enough trouble already without getting in any more.
You think I'd get you into trouble?
Well, my dad does.
Yeah, well, what about you?
I don't think you would.
So we're still an item then?
The truth is, nobody knows what the effects are, do they? And until they do, I say we stay well clear of them.
Well, actually, the general consensus of opinion over safety is that the masts don't present a hazard to neighbouring homes or inhabitants.
Then why do you cite most of them in the country?
Well, there are several good reasons for that.
The main one being that there are less people in the country to object to what you're doing.
Hear, hear!
Mr. Chairman, I really must protest. Mr. Wilkinson's come out here tonight to set our minds at rest, and there are certain members in this audience who haven't even the good grace to let him speak.
I think if we all exercise a little discipline and a good deal of tolerance, we might be able to hear both sides of the argument. Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, I'm no expert, but as far as I can tell, there's absolutely no proof that these masts are harmful. Okay. Now, I use a mobile phone as part of my work, and I have to say that the reception in this area is very poor, so I'm afraid I'm in favour of anything that would improve.
Mr. Chairman, this man has a vested interest in wanting that mast put here. Once again, we are becoming the dumping ground for all the rubbish that the city dwellers will not tolerate in their own backyards. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Wilkinson, that we will not have that mast here. And I'm not just speaking for myself, I am speaking for the majority of people in this village.
The majority of people, Edna? I'm sorry, my maths has never been really good, but I'm looking round this room and I'm counting, what, 15, 20 people? If you had them all behind you, which you obviously don't, I hardly think that constitutes a majority of the people who live in this village.
Just because the people aren't here doesn't mean to say they don't support us. As this petition shows, there are almost 100 signatures on this document, and they all want the same thing, a mast-free village.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Chairman, I submit this petition to the meeting for its perusal.
I'm Mullen.
Hey, Danny. Can I get you a Coke or something?
No, I'm all right, thanks. Only coming to remind me Mum she's looking after Kirk.
You see what it's like, Mr. Mullen? They grow up and you expect a few hours peace and quiet. And what do you get? Grandchildren.
Take care, all right? See ya. Sure you won't have that drink?
No, I'm all right. I can't stop long. I'm training.
Still keeping in trim then, yeah?
I've still got my ambitions, Mr. Mullen.
Good for you.
Mind you, could do with some gym gear and that's not cheap.
Well, you know, I might be able to help you out there, Danny.
Yeah?
I've got another little parcel needs to be delivered sometime soon. Could be 100 in it for you.
100 quid?
Keep it to yourself now, eh?
You know, she could have forged those signatures.
Edna may be vindictive, Jack, but she's no cheat.
Bit of a surprise, this petition, eh?
Played like a master, Mrs. Birch.
This is no game, Mr. Wilkinson. We're deadly serious, and if you don't take notice of what we've said, we're prepared to fight you all the way. Planning permission, installation, I mean, we won't give up.
And we've got the support of the local paper.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Fancy a drink, Dean?
No, I won't bother, Jack, if it's all the same to you. I've got to get home.
Be sure?
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Vicar.
Right.
Mrs. Birch.
Oh, well, thanks for coming over anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
You know how much all this means to me. I'm sure you won't take Edna's petition too seriously.
Sorry, Jack, we have to. 100 people? That's a pretty big percentage of this village's population.
If they're all from the village.
Yeah, but it's not just that. I mean, they've got the local paper involved as well. To be honest, I don't need that sort of aggro.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'll be in touch.
Yeah, we're still going to go ahead, though, aren't we?
I'll ring you, Jack.
Not so confident now, eh?
What are you trying to do to me, Edna? You realise if they don't go ahead with that mast, I'm going to lose my farm.
Oh, you're always pleading poverty.
Well, maybe that's because I'm poor, you stupid woman. This isn't about spare cash, it's about survival. The only thing that'll keep me afloat next year is the annual rental I'll get from that mast. And what you've done today is put the final nail in my coffin.
If you're asking us to withdraw our objections, then you're barking up the wrong tree. The long-term safety of these people comes before your problems.
OK, If you won't do it for me, do it for my kids.
I am doing it for your kids. Oh, you may be poor, Jack. You may be losing your farm, but that's your problem. Mine is stopping this mast from being built, and this is what'll do it.
Well, I'll show you what I think of you and your stupid petition. Show them that!
I actually called round this afternoon about tea time, but you weren't in.
Yeah, we went to the pictures.
Yeah.
And was it good?
Yeah, we really enjoyed it.
Well, it's great to see you both.
I just wondered with the weekend coming up if you had any plans.
I might have. Why?
Well, I'm planning to go into Leeds tomorrow, get Alice some new winter clothes, and we both wondered if you'd like to come with us.
Well, it's a nice thought, Kathy, but I don't think she'll be needing winter clothes just at the minute.
Elsa, it is rather cold.
Here it is, yeah. But it's as hot as hell in Australia just now.
In Australia?
Yeah. After our chat yesterday, I rang the boys. See if we can all sort something out.
I'm sorry?
Well, it's what you said, really. Do the right thing by Alice, put her first, and we've a real chance together, the four of us. So it's just a matter of buying tickets for the pair of us and getting on the plane.